Sorry, I was late. Sorry, it's a bit the same subject, but do you know that next year we won't have any more line judges in this kind of tournaments, so it wouldn't happen as it was today? What do you think about that, and how is it possible to stop a point at this moment? Did you hesitate? Or?
No, it happened. You know, it's you cannot do nothing anymore. It's already the past. I mean, it's tough to accept this. Yes, it's tough. It's a tough one to swallow because with I was playing at some point great tennis. Was playing well. Tactically. Everything went in the right direction, and this everyone can make mistakes, unfortunately, or fortunately, also I can make mistakes, and it went like this. Then after, to having cramps, this is a consequence of most likely of this what happened, because it also goes in the nervous side of the brain, and then after it's not easy to play. I tried my best still. Stefanos raised the level, but this, when the momentum changes, it goes like this. This is the fun part of tennis.
And about the new rules for next year?
Yeah, we are still here with these rules, and let's see what's coming in the next year.
Anyone else in English?
Stefanos?
Hi.
First, what do you think about your level of play today in general, but especially in the first set?
Yeah, it was one of the best first sets I've played on clay. So much consistency and great quality of shot making. Just pure, clean game from start to finish. I was playing as equally good on the cross as I was playing on the down the line. It was a great feeling to be kind of on in the zone right from the beginning, and it was important that I started the game like this to give myself a chance also in the third set, because I feel like my opponent knew that I had that level and I could play that anytime, so he in a way had to be careful of being consistent with me.
Did you feel something special this morning while warning? Did you feel it could happen like this? And how do you explain what happened at the beginning of the third when you began to less have focus on your shot, maybe, with a lot of different balls?
Yes, that moment, I still don't know whether it was my focus or the bounces were bad. It happens with clay that you get bad bounces. They cleaned the court in the beginning of the third set, but the bounces were not there. I was not framing during the entire match, so it did happen in that particular moment. I didn't think much of it then. I knew I was getting fatigued and tired, but I just couldn't stop. I mean, I accepted that the break happened. I just had to move on and continue my game with whichever tools I had at the moment, and just find a way through by fighting a little bit, by making a lot of returns in, by building up the points and seeing whether or not he cracks first.
Hello, congratulations. What do you think about tomorrow match? Do you prefer Djokovic or Ruud? What are you thinking to prepare for this?
Well, they have very good stats on clay, both of them. One has slightly flatter, closer to the baseline game, while the other one is, uses much more spin in his game, and uses a lot of rotations to try and open up the court. A very clay court game. So, depending on whoever wins, I will approach certain things in a different direction way. But so far we don't know. So far they're still playing. It's difficult out there with the heat. It's physical, and it wears you off. Is that how you say it? Wears you off? Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think the conditions make the battle. There's pleasure in the battle because playing in Europe under these conditions feels like home. You know, I grew up playing as a young kid in these similar conditions, so yeah, grinding and playing for hours and hours out there brings me a little bit of my childhood memories on the tennis courts in Greece.
We had a very, very key point today at 3-1 when it was the break point for him. You made a double fault, but the umpire didn't see it. Jannik explained that he was not that angry, but maybe the cramps after that, because he was maybe overthinking, maybe nervous about this moment. He could have a double break. How do you manage to forget this moment maybe and keep trying, and how do you think this had an influence of the match?
It might have had bigger influence to my opponent than it had on me. You know, I was dealing with a breakdown at that moment. Of course, double breakdown wouldn't make things easier for me, and just holding serve there was crucial. I think the match would have turned out completely different if that would have been called out. I will agree that it would have been pretty bad for me if that call was made. There are a lot of weird things on clay that we don't see on other surfaces, and one of them is the line calling and sometimes the marking. As someone that has played a lot on clay, I try and make the calls myself. I don't rely too much on line umpires to do their job. So always, whenever I hit a ball that's close to the baseline, or the sideline that I think might be out, I hit it and I just have a quick look before I continue the point. So I've learned this way. That's why I don't get in conversations or arguments with umpires, because I understand mistakes can happen. And I try to rely entirely upon myself. So that's how I grew up doing.
And are you happy with the fact that next year we will have the electronic line calling everywhere?
In clay including? Sure, yes, less drama for sure. It will help the game be cleaner and avoid any mistakes and tantrums such as the ones earlier this week on center court that we saw. And yeah, tennis deserves drama, but I think it should all be done on the tennis court with performance instead of cursing and swearing and yelling. This is not a beautiful side of the sport.